Welcome back to another episode of the Hunt Fish Live podcast, the place where it's all about real hunts, real stories, and no BS. It's finally here, opening weekend of archery season, and I hit the woods for my first trip of the year. You know that feeling when the alarm goes off before sunrise, your heart's already pounding, and you step into the dark knowing anything could happen? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. I've got stories fresh from the stand, gear that held up, and some that didn't, and moments that'll make you want to grab your bow and get after it. So whether you're tagged out or you're still grinding, light that fire, pour something strong, and let's talk about the reason we live for this time of year. Let's get into it. Before we get into how the weekend went, I just want to say that I started a new series in this podcast called On the Road. It is a podcast that I make while driving. I use my Bluetooth so it sounds like I'm in the truck, and I might do something different with the audio later. But I released the first one the other day. Recorded on my trip down to Indiana to hunt for the first weekend of the year, and I think it went great. I talk about anything what's exciting me to get down there, my thought process for the weekend, and everything like that. It's not geared towards just Indiana hunts either. I'm going to do it every time I drive out to the stand or out to my hunting area. I don't know, just something a little extra to give you guys to listen to for a few minutes a day. I also started my hunting log for the year. I do have stuff in there from turkey season, but deer season is when I really get into it, and I was able to put 4 hunts in there this year, or not this year, from this weekend, and it's basically what I'm going to tell you guys here. I could read it to you, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go off the cuff like normal. So, with that being said, I got in the truck. I took the day off of work. Well, sorry. I took the day off of work last Friday, dropped my daughter off at daycare before school, and hit the road headed to Northwest Indiana. For me, it's about a 3-hour drive, 2 hours and 53 minutes or something like that. It is, I wouldn't say it's boring, but it kind of is a little monotonous. It's tough though during rush hour because everyone's going in and out of Grand Rapids looking for to get to their jobs and all that stuff. So, it gets kind of sketchy, but last Friday went really well. It went smooth. I didn't stop. I ended up stopping twice, I guess. Or really once. I always stop at the truck stop and down in Southwest Michigan, and it's like just before the border. Well, not like, I don't know, it's probably 25 miles from the border of Indiana and Michigan. It's a great place to stop. It's where the expressway switch, and it's always a good place for me to go to the bathroom, get out, stretch my legs, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, and get moving the rest of the way. I wouldn't say, it's probably close to the halfway point. Maybe. Yeah, something like that. But, I mean, anyway, it's a good stopping point. So, I get down there. Jeff and Steve are down there already. They had just gotten back from their hunt when I got there. I got there a little, I don't know, right around 11:02, I think, is what my Google Maps told me. Unloaded everything, got situated in the house. We're staying in a house this year, not the camper, so It's going to get interesting because the lady who lives there is going to be there also some weekends, probably most weekends, but she was not there this past weekend, so it was kind of nice to uh, relax without somebody else there that doesn't hunt or anything. So, yeah, got settled in, got unloaded, and made some lunch. Ran to the store. Ran to the store, made some lunch, hung out for a little bit, and shot my bow a few times just to get dialed in. By this time, it was super hot out. It was probably 88 degrees Friday down there. That's pretty hot for a deer hunter. But it was my first hunt of the year, and I was going to get out there. Luckily, the corn is all up on the farm, and you can pretty much drive wherever you need to go. You don't have to walk the half mile back from the house back to the woods. So it's always a good day to when I get to drive back there, because everyone knows that I hate walking. Picked a tree stand that we have been seeing deer by. I have a cell camera by there. We've been getting tons of big buck pictures and doe pictures. I have a archery license and a antlerless license. Once you fill the one antlerless license, you can get a bonus license, and it's significantly less in price. So, but the way that they do it with their archery season is open this year from October 1st to January 4th in Indiana. You can use your bow throughout the whole season, and so they have archery tags or archery licenses, they have firearm license, and they have muzzleloader license. So if you want to use a rifle or shotgun, you have to buy the firearm license. And if you want to use muzzleloader, you have to use muzzleloader license. But bow season runs the whole year, the whole 3-4 months or whatever it is, from October 1st to January 4th. If you do any of the gun hunts, you only get to hunt when that season is open with that weapon. Because bow season is open straight on through. You can use a bow, and you do not have to wear orange, actually, because you are bow hunting. I always wear it because shit gets sketchy anywhere you go during gun season. At least here in Michigan, and of course down there. The neighbors get a little trigger happy sometimes. But up here in Michigan, archery season closes on November 14. Firearm season opens November 15 and closes on November 31st. I think there's 31 days in November. Anyway, last day of November. And if you can use your bow during firearm season, but all the firearm rules apply because it's technically firearm season, and archery season closes during firearm season. So if they had that here, you would have to buy the same thing. You'd have to buy your bow license, you have to buy your gun license, and you have to buy your muzzleloader license. So it's nice. I can buy one tag, use it the whole year, and then for a doe license, antlerless license, you can use any weapon that is in season. So if it's during bow season, you can use a bow to shoot a doe. If it's during firearm season, you can use a shotgun or a rifle to shoot a doe. Or you can use your bow because it's still bow season. During muzzleloader season, same thing. You can use your muzzleloader or your bow. But you can use any legal means of taking the animal. So anyway, I get the archery license and usually doe tag, just to help give them the chance to fill the freezer and take some deer off of the farm. There's a ton of deer down there, a ton of does. So, and no one shoots does down there. I'm really the only one that goes for it. But yeah, so 88 degrees. Drove most of the way out to my stand. I only had about an eighth of a mile walk, if that, to my stand that I was gonna hunt. My stand that I hunted Friday night is on the edge, like in the corner of a cornfield. There's a 2-track way or driveway that goes around that part of the field, and it's grass, and it butts up to the corn, and the woods is behind me. So it's a really good spot, and we have been getting pictures of big bucks on that camera pretty consistently. So I was confident that being there, I would see something to shoot at, have a chance to see something. Like I had pretty good odds sitting there, and that tree stand is really high. The person who put up added a second section, so it's like 20 feet up in the air, which is great for right there, because you can see more there than you can anywhere else on the farm because of the corn. The corn's so tall, it's like 12 foot tall. So you want to be up high there, and you can see two different directions, and you can see deer coming. You can see them in the corn if they're in the corn, and it's just a good spot. I got settled in, got my bow ready, got my camera turned on, and pointed where I thought the deer were going to come from, and I waited and sweated. It was pretty bad. I ended up drinking about a liter of water in 3 hours. Didn't go to the bathroom once. It was hot out. It was really sweaty. Did not see any deer. I did not see any deer. Friday night. Got done hunting. About dark. Met the guys back at camp. Made burgers. Watched some TV. Went to bed. Got up next day. Saturday morning. It was nice and cool. It was about 65 degrees. I did not see any deer either, but I was actually able to wear long sleeves with pants. Friday night, I just wore a t-shirt under my harness. It was hot. Let's see. Saturday evening, I hunted the same spot, hunted a different spot. Saturday morning, I hunted the same spot as I did Friday night. Saturday night, I went to what we call a backfield stand. It's a tree stand between a cornfield. And it's got about 40-50 yards of CRP, and then it drops off into a drainage ditch. Hold on. The stand that I sat in Saturday night is between a cornfield that is pretty brown, and the woods, the main woods on the property. There is about 40 to 50 yards of CRP, then it drops down into a drainage ditch, and the stand that I was in is right on the edge of the drainage ditch, right on the edge of the woods. It's thick woods behind, thick grass in front, and then obviously the thick cornfield, or the dense cornfield. I ended up seeing, let's see, while I was walking out, I jumped 3 does. Didn't expect it because it's still 88 degrees outside. It felt like, I'm sure it was 85, so, Arctic blast. But the jump 3, they took off, got in the stand, stopped sweating, drank a bottle of water, basically, and around 6:30-ish, there were some deer, probably closer to 7. There's some deer that came out they entered the drainage ditch and started playing around in the water and drinking, and I could hear them drinking like a dog. So that was pretty cool. They were right below me. No chance at a shot. It's super thick down there and straight down. So the rest of the night went pretty good. About 10 minutes before dark, after sunset, I had a spike walk out. Still shooting light, of course. It was plenty bright. I've had a spike walk out and walk in front of me about 20 yards. Didn't even think about shooting them. Just a young deer. So after something a little bit bigger. So, yeah, that was it. It was a great night. Steve saw a couple deer. I saw a total of 9 at night. So, that evening. So, it was a good day. Went back, watched some TV, went to bed, had dinner. had dinner, went to bed. Sunday morning, I was the only one that got up, went into the stand I was in Friday night, Saturday morning, and I'm sitting up there, and all of a sudden I see these does walking, or a doe and a fawn walking along the corn about 80 yards away from me. They didn't stay in the corn very long, but they turned around, went back the way they came from. So nothing to shoot, but I did see some deer. It was a good morning as well. I started a new thing this year. I usually don't bring, no one usually brings a target, but I'm going to bring a target every time I go down. Just have something to do, something to shoot at if you bump your bow or whatever. I did put out a regular SD card trail camera on a little mud hole that's between cornfields next to those little woods that we have. And it got some pictures of some dandy bucks, which I expected, and a bunch of does. So it was nice to see deer using the area and what is going on over there. Next time I go down, I'll probably hunt that woods and see if I can get a crack at one of them. They've been coming through all times of the day too, so there's always a chance. Always a chance. Let's see. I'll be heading down a couple weeks from now. 17th, I think, is my next trip that I have scheduled. I'm looking forward to it. Hoping it cools down a little bit. It's very tough hunting in hot weather like that. Thank goodness for my moisture wicking shirts. They helped a lot, and I can't thank Amazon enough for that. So, yeah, hot weather, moisture wicking shirts, SPF, those sun shirts are very nice. I like to get them a little tighter just so they keep things more compact. But definitely worth the $10 you can get them for on Amazon. So check those out. I don't have a link or anything, not partnered or anything like that, but they're worth it if you want a good shirt to wear on hot days. I just wore that and a t-shirt over top all weekend, except for the mornings. I had a very lightweight hoodie on, because it was just to chill off. But it was crazy because down there, by the time I got to 9:30 or so, it was already 75 degrees, and you could feel it once you got in the sun. It was significantly hotter than in the shade. It's crazy. The hot air feels different down there than up here in Michigan. For whatever reason. Closer to the equator. I don't know. But yeah. But we have a cool down coming up this week, and I think I might be able to get out this weekend deer hunting around here. So we'll have another episode of On the Road. And yeah, looking forward to that. So where I'd be going is an area that I do not have trail cameras in. I decided this year that I'm not doing trail cameras on public land. I am just doing some old school deer hunting. So we will see how that goes. Yeah, other than that, a good tip, once deer season starts, we usually stop shooting bows and stop practicing, but get your target out and practice. You just want to stay dialed in for that chance. You get a chance at a monster. You don't want to miss. You don't want to flinch. You don't want to drop nothing. You want to hit that deer right where you're aiming and get him put on the wall. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Hunt, Fish, Live podcast. Opening weekend is in the books, and season is officially underway. Whether you were in a tree, on the ground, or just dreaming about your first sit, it's all about being out there, putting in the time, and soaking up every second of every hunt. Big thanks for riding along with me here on this first hunt of the year. It felt really good to be back in the woods, and I've got a great feeling about this season. It is going to be spectacular. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Drop a quick review and share it with your hunting crew. It helps more than you know. We've got more hunts, more stories, and a lot more coming your way this season. Until next time, stay safe, shoot straight, and live the hunt. Thanks again, everybody.